Good morning, students. Today I am going to proceed the same chapter, Indigo, which is written by Louis Fisher. I am going to begin from page number 54. The Champaran episode was a turning point in Gandhi's life. You must mark this important line. Really, the Champaran episode became a turning point in Gandhi's life. Earlier, Gandhiji had a record, whatever has been done by him in South Africa. But whatever has been done by him in Champaran, that became a turning point in Gandhi's life because in such a way he had become a nationwide figure. And Gandhiji got a support of the farmer of Champaran. In such a way, he got really a prominent figure not only in Champaran but in the whole Indian. And he later said, what I did, he explained, was a very ordinary thing. He accepted that whatever he had done, it was an ordinary thing. Being a good leader, he wanted to instill uh, the feeling of uh, courage among the peasants, and he was succeeded in his mission. And he had done an ordinary thing. He also declared that the Britishers who belonged to a different country, they had no right to give order in his own country, and that's why he defied the Britishers there. When he defied, when he gave an order to quit Champaran instantly, then he disobeyed the order because he declared that in such a way the Britishers had no right to give an order in his own country. In such a way, he had become a prominent figure not only in Champaran but in whole India, and this became a turning point in Gandhi's life later. He also, his contribution is remarkable to make our nation free. But Champaran did not begin as an act of defiance. Defiance means disobey. Actually, in Champaran, Gandhiji opposed the government's order when he was asked to quit Champaran. It did not begin as an act of defiance. It grew out of an attempt to alleviate the distress of large number of poor peasants. Because Gandhiji did not oppose the government because of their own sake. Actually, he had opposed the government because he wanted to and or decrease the distress of large poor peasants because the sharecroppers were really worried, and he wanted to instill the feeling of braveness among them, and he was able to gain success in that year. Actually, he had done so because he wanted to make them free from fear. He had done That's why he opposed the government. दिस वॉज द टिपिकल गांधी जी पैटर्न. ये गांधी जी का टिपिकल पैटर्न भी था. हिज पॉलिटिक्स वर इंटरमाइंड विद द प्रैक्टिकल डे टू डे लाइफ. उनका जो पॉलिटिक्स थी, ऐसा नहीं कि इट वॉज कनेक्टेड टू द होल प्रैक्टिकल कंसेप्ट, कि उनकी जो पॉलिटिक्स थी वो कॉमन पीपल से कनेक्टेड थी, लोगों की जो रोज़मर्रा की जो कंडीशन थी उनसे कनेक्टेड थी. हिज वॉज नॉट अ लॉयल्टी टू एब्स्ट्रक्शंस. एब्स्ट्रक्शन मीन्स इमेजनरी, जो जनरल इमेजनरी कंसेप्ट होते हैं उनके लिए आता है. यू कैन से यार द प्रिंसिपल, सिद्धांतों के लिए कह सकते हो, ये जनरल आइडियाज़ विच आर नॉट कंक्रीट. हिज वाज नॉट अ लॉयल्टी इन एब्स्ट्रक्शंस. वो जो आइडिया, जो प्रिंसिपल, जो सिद्धांत, जो इमेजनरी बनाए जाते हैं उसके प्रति वो लॉयल नहीं थे, बल्कि वो लॉयल थे किसके प्रति? लिविंग ह्यूमन बींग्स के प्रति. एंड गांधी जी हैज़ ऑल्सो प्रूव, बिकॉज गांधी जी हिमसेल्फ वॉज एन आउट एडवोकेट, वॉज अ लॉयर, and he had no right to oppose government, but he had opposed governments because in such a way he wanted to oppose whom? He wanted to oppose the government because for the sake of the peasants, because he was devoted to the living human beings, not to devoted to the principles. It was the concept of his own, Gandhiji. And in everything Gandhiji did, moreover he tried to mold a new free Indian who could stand on his own feet and thus make India free. Gandhiji had his own politics. Gandhiji had his own policy. What did Gandhiji wanted to do? Gandhiji tried to mold a new free Indian. गांधी जी ने कुछ ऐसा माउंट करा कि लोगों को में एक ऐसी फीलिंग क्रिएट करना चाहा कि सो दैट दे कुड मेक themselves free from fear, so that he could stand on his own feet and thus make India free. क्योंकि सब में फीलिंग आएगी जब, क्योंकि मोतिहारी में प्रूव भी हुआ when the peasants came to when they presented a spontaneous demonstration presentation करा when Gandhiji had been arrested for that year. In such a way, Gandhiji thought that he could make India free. I'm going to go earlier next stanza, next para, which is very important that year. Early in the Champaran action, Charles Freer Andrews, very important, you must mark it. C.F. Andrews, who was he? He was the English pacifist. Pacifist means here a person who is against war, who spread the message of peace. शांतिवादी जिसे कहा जाता है. He was an ardent follower of Mahatma Gandhi. वो महात्मा गांधी के follower थे. Actually, it come to a bit failure because he had to go to Fiji Island. He had come to Gandhiji before leaving that place. Gandhiji's loyal friends thought actually Sif Andrews had to go to Fiji Islands. And Gandhiji's loyal friends thought it would be good idea to Andrews to stay in Champaran. And Gandhiji's loyal friends wanted that Andrews must not go to Fiji Islands. Because if Andrews would stay there, that would be very helpful for them. That's why they did not want Andrews must leave that place. And they wanted that Andrews must be there and help them for the lawyers. Andrews was willing if Gandhiji agreed. Andrews told that he would stay when Gandhiji would say him to stay there. But Gandhiji did not say so. That's why Gandhiji was vehemently opposed. इस जब गांधी जी ने उनको रुकने के लिए नहीं कहा गया तो गांधी जी वॉज स्ट्रांगली अपोज बाय द लॉयर्स. तो गांधी जी को अपोज किया गया लॉयर्स के द्वारा. ही सेड यू think that in this unequal fight it would be helpful if an Englishman in our side. Gandhiji told the lawyers. उन्होंने lawyers को क्या कहा कि they think that in this unequal fight it will be helpful if an Englishman in our side. कि Gandhiji told the lawyers that in such a way if Andrews would stay there, his stay would be helpful for the lawyers. They must not have thought so. In such a way the fight would not never go in their favor. He accepts that it is an unequal fight, but they must not take such step. If they compel Gandhiji, if he would say to Andrews to stay there, this shows the weakness of their heart. और ये अगर वो compel करेंगे तो ये कहीं ना कहीं उनके heart की weakness होगी. This cause is just and you must rely upon your heart. Gandhiji told the lawyers that in such a way they must rely upon themselves or their heart. उन्हें अपने पर विश्वास करना चाहिए. This cause is just and you must rely upon yourselves on your heart and to win the battle. And he told them that if they have to really win the battle for that purpose, they must be confident. And there must be self-confidence among themselves. And you should not seek a prop in Mr. Andrews because he happens to be an Englishman. And he told further that they should not seek a prop, search a prop, promise support in Mr. Andrews. Gandhiji wanted that the lawyers must not think in such a way if Andrews would stay there, so they would obviously win the battle. They must not think in such a way because he was an Englishman. Actually, Gandhiji wanted to teach them the lesson of self-reliance. In such a way, Gandhiji succeeded in the mission because the lawyers really agreed for Gandhiji's point. He had read our minds correctly, Rajendra Prasad comments. Rajendra Prasad ने कहा लगता है गांधी जी ने हमारे माइंड में जो चल रहा था उसको पढ़ लिया था क्योंकि एंड्रूज को इसलिए स्टे वहाँ कराना चाहते थे शायद वो हमारे लिए हेल्पफुल हो पर गांधी जी ने हमारी थ्योरी को पढ़ लिया था एंड दे हैड नो रिप्लाई. गांधी जी इन दिस वे taught them a lesson of self-reliance. Self-reliance ended independence and helped to share sharecroppers were all bound together. इस तरह से सब चीज़ें क्या थी इंटरकनेक्टेड थी. These things were really very helpful to make India free. I will discuss one question here. If the question asked you, why did Gandhiji chide the lawyers? So you have to write Gandhiji chided the lawyers for charging heavy fees from the peasants. If the question is that how was Gandhiji able to influence the lawyers? So you have to include 2 points. If it is asked in the long question, first point may be there. You have to write when Gandhiji sent a message to the prominent lawyers, when they came to help Gandhiji, when Gandhiji asked when he was arrested, then what they would do? Then they would tell Gandhiji that they would go back to home. On this point, Gandhiji asked, being a outsider when he was ready to help them, so why they would not so? And having heard this one, Gandhi, the lords wanted to help Gandhiji. Then Gandhiji declared the Battle of Champaran is won. In this way, we can come to know Gandhiji was able to influence the lives. We can include the second point and the concept of Charles Finney Andrews. In the context of Sif Andrews, Gandhiji told them the lesson of self-reliance in such a way Gandhiji was able to influence the lawyers. I am also going to tell you about the summary of the chapter. Listen carefully, that will be very helpful to you. Okay, if the summary is asked to you or this is really very helpful to you, then you have to say in such a way. Actually, the chapter Indigo, which is written by Louis Fisher, it is an excerpt which has been taken from Louis Fisher book, The Life of Mahatma Gandhi. In this extract, Gandhi is going to share his own experience to Louis Fisher. And this extract highlights the injustice of the landlord system in Bihar. In December 1916, Gandhiji went to Lucknow to attend the annual convention of the INC. There were 2,300 delegates and many visitors were there. A peasant from Champaran named Rajkumar Shukla asked Gandhiji to visit his district. The reason was clear: because of the landlord system in Bihar that was not favorable there. Actually, the sharecroppers were exploited by the rich and influential English landlords who insisted on cultivation of indigo on 15% land and made them surrender the entire indigo harvest as rent. After Germany developed synthetic indigo, they obtained agreements from the sharecroppers to pay them compensation for being released from the 15% arrangement. Gandhiji took up the cause of the poor peasants. He secured justice for them through convincing arguments and negotiations. Then Rajkumar Shukla asked Gandhiji to visit the district. Shukla followed Gandhiji everywhere, wherever Gandhiji went. In 1917, Gandhiji and Shukla boarded a train for Patna. Shukla led Gandhiji to the first of all the house of Rajendra Prasad, who was a lawyer, and they were not able to meet Rajendra Prasad. Actually, he had gone out of station. Gandhiji decided to go first to Muzaffarpur because he had to obtain information about the conditions in Champaran. He reached Muzaffarpur by train at midnight on 15th April 1917. Professor J.B. Kriplani welcomed him warmly with the help of his students. Gandhiji stayed there for 2 days at the home of Professor Malkani. The news of Gandhiji's arrival and the nature of his mission spread quickly through Muzaffarpur and to Champaran also. That's why the sharecroppers from Champaran began arriving there to meet their champion. Muzaffarpur lawyers briefed Gandhiji about the court cases. He chided the lawyers for collecting big fees from the sharecroppers. He thought the law courts were useless for the crushed and fear-stricken peasants. The real relief for them was to be free from fear. Then Gandhiji arrived in Champaran. He began by trying to get the facts from the secretary of the British Landlords Association. But he refused to give information to an outsider because he declared that being an outsider, he was not ready to give him any information. Gandhiji said that he was not an outsider. Next, Gandhiji visited the British Official Commissioner of Terror Division. The commissioner started bullying Gandhiji and advised him to leave Terror Division. Instead of leaving the area, then what did Gandhiji do? Gandhiji went to Motihari. That was the capital of Champaran. Several lawyers accompanied him. A large crowd of people greeted Gandhiji at the railway station. It was the beginning of their liberation from fear of the British. And here, a peasant had been maltreated in nearby village. The next morning, Gandhiji started out on the back of an elephant. Soon he was stopped by the police superintendent's messenger and ordered to return to town in his carriage. Gandhiji agreed for that. The messenger dropped Gandhiji home. Then he served him with an official notice. In the notice, what was written? To quit Champaran at once. Gandhiji sent a receipt for the notice and wrote on it that he would not disobey the order. Gandhiji received a summons to appear in court the next day. At night, Gandhiji telegraphed Rajendra Prasad and other lawyers, sent instructions to the ashram, and wired a full report to the viceroy. These three tasks have been done by Mahatma Gandhi. Thousands of peasants gathered around the courthouse. The officials felt powerless, having seen the power of the common people. And this example proves that here they have no fear for the Britishers, and Gandhiji was able to instill the feeling of bravery among the peasants. The authorities wished to console their superiors. Gandhiji protested against the bill. The magistrate announced that he was pronounced sentence after 2 hours. Yes, Gandhiji to furnish hearing bill for those 120 minutes. Gandhiji refused to that because he knew very well that yes, it's a good point for that side. The judge released him without saying any word. The court started again. After a bit, the judge said he would not deliver the judgment for several days. Gandhiji to remain a Srivadi. Gandhiji asked the criminal lawyers about the injustice to the state process. They consulted among themselves. Then they told Gandhiji that they were ready to follow him to jail. Gandhiji then divided the group into pairs and put the order in which each pair was to collaborate. After several days, Gandhiji was informed the magistrate that the case had been dropped. For the first time in modern India, civil disobedience and tribe. Earlier, I declared the third lines previous. On the basis of it, you can see that here Gandhiji also declared the battle Champaran is won. On the basis of it, we can also say Gandhiji was able to influence the lawyers. Gandhiji and lawyers conducted an inquiry into the complaints of the peasants. About 10,000 peasants deposed. Documents were collected. Gandhiji was summoned by Sir Edward Gate, who was the Lieutenant Governor. He met the Lieutenant Governor 4 times, and 4 protected interviews were there, and the result was there. An official commission of inquiry was set up. Gandhiji remained in Champaran initially for 7 months and then came for several short-term visits. The official inquiry assembled evidence against the planters. They agreed in principle to make refunds to the peasants. Gandhiji asked only 50%. The representative of the planters offered refund up to 25%. But Gandhiji agreed. Because the money doesn't matter, the prestige really mattered. In such a way, the deadlock was broken forever. Gandhiji explained that the amount of the refund was less important than the fact that the landlords had been forced to give some money and the prestige. The peasant now saw that he had rights and defenders. He learned the lesson of courage. Events justify Gandhiji's position. Really, the Champaran episode proved a really turning point in Gandhi's life. Within a few years, the British planters abandoned, left their states. These now went back to the peasants. Indigo sharecropping disappeared forever. Gandhiji wanted to do something to remove the cultural and social backwardness in Champaran also. You must mark cultural and social backwardness in place. He appealed first of all for the teachers because the education is the main point. Education is a tool that can do whatever because it is a weapon through which the poverty can be disappeared. Two young disciples of Gandhiji, Mahadev Desai, Narari Parikh, and their wives volunteered for the work. Several more came from Bombay, Pune, and other district of part of land. Devdas, who was the younger son of Gandhiji, also arrived from the ashram, and his wife also came there. Primary schools were opened in 6 villages. Kasturba taught the ashram rules on personal cleanliness and community sanitation. Health conditions are miserable. Gandhiji got a doctor to volunteer service for 6 months. 3 medicines were available: castor oil, quinine, and sulfur ointment. Gandhiji noticed the filthy state of women's clothes. One woman told Kasturba that she had only one sari. During his long stay in Champaran, Gandhiji kept along this stay watch on the ashram and sent regular instructions by mail. The Champaran episode was really turning point in Gandhi's life. It did not begin as an act of defiance or disobey. It grew out of an attempt to lessen or to decrease the sufferings of the poor peasants. Gandhiji's politics was closely connected with the practical day-to-day problems of the millions of the common life people. He tried to mold a new free Indian who could stand on his own feet and thus make India free. Gandhiji also taught his followers a lesson in self-reliance. Gandhiji loyal friends thought it would be a good idea for C.F. Andrews, the English pacifist, to stay in Champaran and help them. Andrew was willing if Gandhiji agreed. But Gandhiji opposed it forcefully. He said, the cause is just and you must rely upon yourselves to win the battle. Thus, self-reliance, Indian independence, and help to sharecroppers were all bound together. In such a way, Gandhiji also taught them the lesson of self-reliance and was able to influence the lawyers. In such a way, Gandhiji played a very important role to make India free, as well as the ordinary people also played an important role in this chapter. Okay.